Hey everyone, this is Bobby T, and today you may be noticing that I look a little bit crisper, a little bit nicer. That would be because I have a new webcam. Thank you, Dad. Very cool. Although that is not the point of the video today, even though it will be nice having a higher resolutions for recording and live streaming. Today, we are going to be checking out the content in the new rFactor 2 Endurance Bundle 2. This contains the Cadillac DPi that races in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, the Liger JS P2, which I definitely didn't just have to look up, and the Corvette C8R. I bought these cars just a couple days ago, but I actually haven't had the chance to check them out until now. So I'm going to be taking each of these cars out for a couple laps around Sebring, Spa, and Virginia International Raceway. So this will be a little bit of a test to see how these things are. So let's give it a go. Oh, and one more thing. I guess I'm a super serious sim racer now, because I have gloves. So now, during the beginning of my videos, I can just play the clip of Kimi Räikkönen saying,
"Steering wheel, claps on steering wheel here."
Okay, here we are at Sebring International Raceway. Gloves are on, and we are in the Cadillac DPi. So this should be pretty fun. Never driven this car before, so yeah, let's roll out at the pit lane. Keep in mind, I'm not very familiar with Sebring, so this could be a little bit rough. Although the track is already pretty rough itself due to all those bumps, so I guess it'll just fit along with the theme of this track. So far, it feels pretty good. It feels like a prototype. It feels a little bit heavier than an LMP2 car, which is how this thing should feel. Okay, no alien line. Ah! I'm not an alien. Not even close. Those bumps. Seems the default setup's gears are geared to a pretty low ratio. I was topping out on the straightaway. Oh my god. As always with rFactor 2, force feedback feels good. I can feel all the bumps even in my mid-range steering wheel. It feels good. I just need to get more used to it. And I think it's a great car. As you can see, topping out on the straightaway there. It seems to handle the bumps pretty well. I think a lot of that's probably just in the fact that rFactor 2's doing a lot better of a job with their setups and how they build them now. They're a lot more realistic as to what the cars should probably feel like, and a lot closer to what more of the aliens are running these days, which sometimes aren't exactly always realistic, but they're definitely much more drivable, and you have to do a lot less tweaking, which for just jumping in and, you know, wanting to race is really good. I love this circuit. I wish I knew it better. I need to drive it more. I hope that with the competition system, rFactor 2 ends up doing ends up doing endurance races down the line that we can all participate in. Yeah, I am surprised with the gearing they went with. I think they definitely could have... Oh god. Well, that was not planned. But as I was saying, the gearing is a little bit lower than I would maybe expect it to be. Or quicker, I mean. Alright, so I've made 6th gear longer, so we'll see if that helps any. So I'm not sure if this DPi is built to be faster than the LMP2s, because that's how it's supposed to be in real life. But that was also the case after bouncing of performance in 2019. That made the DPIs a little bit faster and the LMP2s quite a bit slower. If I'm correct, this car was modeled before that, but I may be wrong. So I'll have to try that out at some point and see if there is a big speed difference or not. Alright, we'll see what she can do with my mediocre driving. Running wide was not part of the plan, but okay. This is, oh god, why am I so bad? This is definitely a little bit more difficult to drive than the RSS DPi, Cadillac DPi mod, in my opinion. They're both great. I have a feeling this one is slightly more realistic due to, you know, more real data and all that, but I'd be interested to do a speed comparison later. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Somehow still my fastest lap, but okay. There we go, that's a little bit better, although I could have ran it out much more wide. It does seem to have a little bit of a tendency to slide on power. And lock up. Somehow that gained me time though. But yeah, overall this car feels great. I think it's a lot of fun. If I had more time with it, I think I'd get even better. It feels like definitely a car that should attack. It sounds great too. rFactor is not always known for its good sound, but this car does sound really good. Of course, all V8s sound pretty solid. And yeah, this has been the Cadillac DPi. Let's see what kind of time we can get if I attack the bumps somewhat lazily. Not a great lap, I'm sure. I know I could get much better than that, but this car is fun. I think I could definitely spend a lot more time driving this and getting better. And I think it'll make a great addition to the multi-class racing that rFactor 2 already has. And speaking of multi-class, let's head over to Spa in Belgium to drive the Liger JS P2. Okay, here we are in the Liger, getting ready to go at Spa. First thoughts, it sounds a lot like the Oreca 07. I think they might share an engine, I'm not sure. You can run multiple engines in LMP2, but yes, this car races in the LMP2 category in the World Endurance Championship. The Oreca 07 is usually known as the inferior car, and I forgot that I don't have on the endurance pits, so we can just go right now. Yep, it's the same sound as in the Oreca 07, but I don't really mind. It sounds pretty alright. This is also my first time going at Spa in rFactor 2, might I add. So this is pretty cool. I've been saving up, you know, money for a computer, so I use Steam gift cards from Christmas to buy some of this stuff. But yeah, the Oreca 07 is usually considered the superior car, just due to the aero and everything and that goes into it. These are just generally a little bit slower, but that doesn't mean they're not fun, and they may be balanced to performance inside rFactor 2 to where they're very similar. Like I said, I'll have to do some comparison laps between the LMP2s a little bit later on. That includes the DPIs, since I think they're supposed to run in the same class. So yeah, overall feels very good, very smooth, as you would expect an LMP2 car to do, and Spa looks amazing, as it should. It's definitely a little bit more drivable than the DPi. I think it's a little bit lighter, but I think the DPi, you know, the really good guys in sim racing, the aliens and all them, could probably get this thing, get the DPi around quicker than this. But yeah, we'll see what this thing will do on a lap. I know Spa much better than Sebring, which is odd because Sebring is much closer to me in the US. But yeah, we'll give it a go. Just run wide on the exit as you do. A little bit timid into T1, no worries. Drifting out to the edge as you should not do. Eau Rouge Radion just takes it like a champ, a little bit of a wiggle, no big deal. And then the long straightaway down into this chicane. Feels very good, very smooth. Just easy to drive. Just takes everything very well. The aerodynamics just push it into the ground as you would with an LMP2 car. So used to driving GT3s and GT4s around here in ACC, this feels much quicker. This could make for some really fun multi-class racing around here. The LMP2s and GTEs. A little bit wide there. Hard on the brakes, a little bit of a lockup, no big deal. And what's it gonna be? A 206.9, not bad. That's a fun car. I'm sure I could get a little bit better of a time if I tried, but it's just another LMP2. I don't think this is the most anticipated car on this list. I think people were just happy it added some depth to the LMP2 class, and it's a lot of fun. I think it could be a pretty competitive car. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to do a comparison here at Spa with the DPi, Orica, and Liger. But let's get on to what the Americans are probably waiting for. And here is the Corvette C8R. Ignore the really weird HUD neutral overlapping each other thingy. I'll figure that out later. But yes, this is probably the most anticipated car with this pack for most folks. This is the C8R GTE. Well, it hasn't ran in GTE yet at all, so it's GTLM. But same thing, same specifications, whatever. Replace the C7R, and we'll give it a go. The main difference between this and the C7R is this is a mid-engine car, whereas the C7R was a front-engine car. And the noise is a lot less exciting, but it is a beautiful car. And it's dominated in IMSA this year, in its first year. Unfortunately, next year, the field is very thin for GTLM, and it's probably going to go all together very soon. And GTLM and GTE with Aston Martin just checking out. So yeah, this is a very cool car, and who knows how long it'll be racing due to the uncertainty of everything. Maybe it'll get converted into like a GT3, because GT3 will probably just replace GTLM globally with hybrid specifications and all that. But yeah, this thing feels very good so far. It's how I'd expect it to feel. It's well-rounded, it's well-balanced. Once again, just a default setup, and it feels very good. It's fun to drive. I think this would be a really good overall race car, as it's turned out to be in real life. I think you could see a lot of competitive folks using this. I don't know if it'll stand up to the Ferrari, because the Ferrari's a little bit overpowered, but we'll see. And we'll see what this thing can do. around my home track. Bite into T1, let it flow out. Try to do a quick spinala there. Clip that curb and this one. Very good, very smooth, very fun. It's quite nice. It's just, it drives amazing. Could definitely get behind driving this some more in my free time. Oops, a little bit too much grass there. Don't go over the edge here. Oh, that was not great. Oak Tree is definitely my worst turn on this circuit out of the hundreds and thousands of laps I've driven on it. You'd think I'd know it by now, but oh well. But yeah, no complaints. This thing feels great. It's really cool to have this car in the game. It just deepens the field of GTEs even more. And it's always good to have that connection with real life. We'll go for one more lap, see if we can get anything any better. 145 is still pretty good though, especially just on default setup. Well, for me at least, compared to my times with other cars. Turned in way too early there. Oh well, it worked out. This would be a lot of fun with multi-class too, like they do in real life with GTLM and GT3. I'd have to bring back all the GTLMs though to make it more exciting. Because this year, I'm hoping we'll be able to go, with COVID permitting, to this race. I go every year, couldn't go this year obviously. You see, anyway, as I was saying, we usually go every year. There won't be but 4 cars, I guess, this year in GTLM when we go with the Beamers and the Corvettes. But, I mean, it's still a good class, should still be enjoyable. Unfortunately, I really screwed that lap up. I could have probably gotten into the 144s, but still, this is a great car. I look forward to driving this a lot more. It's very fun. It's easy to drive, I think. It's more of a challenge than, you know, driving your LMP2, but I think this will be a good competitive and fun car to drive, if I haven't said fun enough. So, yeah, this has been the Corvette C8R, probably my favorite car out of this pack. And I think it will be a lot of fun. Okay, let's use more vocabulary. I think this car would be very enjoyable to drive against the Porsches, BMWs, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and all of them. So yeah, I mean, just look at this thing. Beautiful car. Sound is, it's not great, but still, great car. So, this has been checking out the Endurance Bundle 2 for rFactor 2. All 3 of these cars are great, and I think well worth your money. If you have the time, I definitely recommend checking these guys out. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Liking the video especially really helps out the video in order to get it kind of past the YouTube algorithm thing. And subscribing, of course, helps me out as well, gives me motivation to keep making these videos. If you're interested in keeping up to date with all the videos and stuff, be sure to follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description below. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not a very interesting guy to follow, because it's mainly just video stuff on there. But anyway, thanks for watching, stay positive, and live on. Peace.